Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Rookie Division with the tournament win for the Riverside Tournament here in Golf Clash the game. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and before we start don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also visit golfclashtommy.com for more Golf Clash related content for free. You can also become a member at patreon.com/golfclashtommy to get the ultimate tournament guides. Link in the description down below. Can we get this video up to 500 thumbs up? That would be insane, and I would be very thankful for that. You can follow the info box on the right hand side to get the elevation adjustment, to get the club distance adjustment, meaning minimum, medium or maximum distance. Then what ball and club type I do suggest you to use. Have in mind that as always with my playthroughs, you don't have to follow the adjustments suggested, but there's always a plan behind it, and there's always some work behind it as well, so we're not just going by luck. In the end, if you do have questions, send us an email to support@golfclashtommy.com. That's the best way to get an answer quickly. So, in the end, let's go to hole number 1. For hole number 1, we're going to play a rough bump, and the reason I want to play a rough bump is because then we can play with lower level extra miles without struggle with not having the backspin that is needed. If we do have an extra mile that is level 5+, you can play a backspin shot to just bounce over the bunker on the right. But here I play a rough bump. I'm using 2 bars of topspin, which in this case is played a little bit... It's not played that good, I would have to say. It does the work... It gets the work done, so to speak, but the problem is though that when I do push up here 1 ring in the end, I do get too far up and I'm getting a little glitch roll on the green and roll over the green to have a wedge. So I would strongly advise you to do this. Adjust, but don't push up. Use the 2 bars of topspin and just land it and have it to roll onto the green for a simple putt. Obviously, when we're this close, if we miss this wedge, then honestly, then we did something really, really bad. But in the end, though, we do need to really lock this one in. Sure, there is a possibility for a hole-in-one, but in the end, we just look to lock in the eagle. For hole number 2, we're going to play in minimum distance of our club with the sniper here. And the sniper is such a key club when it comes to having the ball guideline when we're going for a rough bump. Have in mind that you can hit a great left and a great right, and you will still clip the rough and you will still secure the birdie. And that's what makes this rough bump a very good one. 3 top spin, 1 left spin. So, you know, nothing strange with the spin at all, and we are in complete minimum distance. I would strongly recommend you to have a backbone or a grizzly as a long iron so you can find the minimum distance easier. If you play with a Goliath, then you won't find that line that I'm having there, and that's going to be difficult then to find the spot. Minimum distance with a 10% over adjustment, and we're using a Marlin, so we are using a very low level ball, but we're getting a very good chance for an hole-in-one, and that's exactly what we want to have on a par 3. For hole number 3, we're gonna play the toughest hole in this tournament from front tee, and for all the tees, I would have to say 1 top spin, 1 left spin, and now we're stretching out so we see the second bounce to be just above the rough, and having the red ring by the rough line to the left. So now when we're adjusting, we do adjust for maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment, and we're then going to push up the complete max. If you do have an extra mile level 6, you're gonna go with overpower, and that's gonna be 3 rings. And how to read rings, that is that you look at the tip of the needle, because you do want the tip of the needle to go past the blue ring. Because once you do go from normal power to overpower, you will see that the needle increases in length. Okay, so you look for the tip of the needle to go past the blue ring. That's the way you read rings with overpower. Second shot is gonna be with the wood club that gives us the most power. Okay, so the big dog, Cataclysm, could even be the Horizon if you do have that one in a decent level. I'm looking to use all the topspin that I can, and with 2 bars of side spin to the right. And I'm not looking to bounce over the bunker here, because I don't really have the distance for it without using overpower. So here I'm looking to have the second bounce to be into the rough. You see how it is there on the screen. And gonna be approximately 2 ring, or like 1 ring from the fringe. We adjust maximum distance, no elevation, and then the plan is to have the ball to bounce on the fairway into the rough and roll out onto the fringe or green. So the only thing that I'm looking for here is to get myself into a position where I have as an easy eagle possible. Because this hole, ladies and gentlemen, this is no albatross hole by any means. So make sure your focus is in the right place and focus on the eagle. For hole number 4, we're going to play with our sniper and a marlin ball once again. So once again, lower level ball, which is very important. 1.5 topspin, yellow ring, top of the yellow ring by the rough line, with the ball guideline pointing to the hole. Once we have done that, you should be adjusting minimum distance +5. But I'm adjusting minimum distance +10, and then you will see the outcome after that. You can see here I do adjust for my shot, and then it's time to take our shot. And you will notice that this ball will miss to the left side of the hole. And miss to the left side of the hole means that we come into the green too much to the right, because there is a little slope there in the center of the green that pushes our ball back to the left. And therefore we need less adjustment, not more, even if we miss left. So minimum distance +5, power 0 ball, which is a marlin, is the adjustment we're gonna go with on hole number 4. For hole number 5, I'm going to give you 2 options. One where we're gonna go aggressively and try to get over the water, and one where we're just gonna lay up and play it short, play it safe, and obviously limit our chances to get an eagle. I'm using the big topper here, as I do want to have the big topper in minimum level 3. Okay, minimum level 3, using as much topspin possible and side spin as well to the left. We do need to have a lot of topspin here though to be able to get over the get over the water. If we do want to get over directly, I would say that you do need to go with a power hook to do so. And I'm not feeling comfortable suggesting that when we're playing from front tee. Sure, if you do feel that you can handle that, feel free to play a shot like that as well. And in the end though, we're getting it over to the fairway, and that's obviously going to land us into having a wedge towards the pin. We do, however, need to have in mind one thing though. It's going over that water is going to be very risky. And in the end, we're gonna have a wedge on the other side, but it's not gonna be a 100%er to drop it. But that is also a reason why I do use a kingmaker to reduce the wind, to make it as simple as possible for us with the wedge. So in the end though, ladies and gentlemen, doing this type of shot is risky. You will risk the water, and I wouldn't do it with another club than the big topper if you're not having at least, you know, an Apocalypse level 3. But how many does have that playing from front tee? I don't know. But at least there is where I do the cutoff with it there. In the end though, you will see me now play a more conservative route, which will not get you to take any sort of risk for at least locking in the birdie. So for the more conservative option, we're gonna lay up, and then we're gonna use a power 1 ball, a quasar ball that gives us side spin 2. Side spin is a bit valuable here, especially for the drive, to keep ourselves away from the rough on the left hand side. Using the sniper in absolute maximum distance, using as much backspin and side spin to the left possible. And we're looking to get our ball into the corner there to the left. You can see it bounces on the fairway and it gets down there towards the rough. And then from there, we're gonna play a sniper towards the pin. Here, 2 options. Those of you that still want to play a bit aggressive, you can go for a rough bump. Those of you that do just want to play a bounce on the fairway, you can do so as well. I feel comfortable playing aggressive and therefore I go for a rough bump, but once again I wanted to be very clear with that this is still an aggressive route, but we can go more conservative and bounce on the fairway towards the pin instead. So in this case, I do go for the rough bump. I do play this one very close to medium distance. I would recommend to minimum distance, no elevation. That is what I would recommend on bouncing on the fairway as well. One thing that makes the rough bump superior over the other shot though, is when you do have a low level sniper like level 6 like I am, I don't have the full developed ball guideline to work with when I'm bouncing on the fairway, which I do from the rough. But in the end, you decide. Hole number 5 will be tricky if we lay up like this. That's just how it's going to be. For hole number 6, we're gonna play on the left hand side. Use the driver with the most power possible, and topspin is also super helpful. 4.5 bar topspin, which is the maximum on XMI level 6. If you can use more, use more. You want as much as possible. 2 bars of side spin to the right. And we are looking to stretch out to see the ball guideline going straight down the middle on the fairway on the other side of the water. Adjustment maximum distance plus 10. We push up to max, and then we're gonna go with overpower. You can go with max overpower here if you want to, but max overpower with lower level clubs, which often means that we have a bad accuracy, then it's better to play with a limited, or like with a less amount of overpower to make sure that we do have control, so we don't hit a bad great left or a great right, because that would potentially make us hit the ball into the rough, or worst case scenario, into the water. Second shot is going to be with our sniper. We're going to be very close into medium distance here. You can play a rough bump if you want to. I would, however, not recommend it if you're not feeling very comfortable with the way that you are playing. It's not also to say that the rough bump is an easy drop. It's not. But I do believe it's going to be a little bit easier to drop that if you get dialed in than bouncing up towards the pin. Now, the problem I have once again here, and which you will have as well if you do have a sniper 6 or worse, that is that you don't have a fully developed ball guidelines. You kind of have to guesstimate how fast this ball will come in towards the pin, which I do in a negative way this time. And so I need to back up even more and use more backspin, because this ball direction wise is not that bad, but this would never drop even if I hit the pin. It's coming way too hot. But hole 6 is still, in my opinion, a decent chance for an albatross. For hole number 7, which is the final of the par 3, we're gonna follow the same structure as we do have on the other par 3s. We play with a sniper and we play with a mauling ball. So a low level type of ball here, and we go 1.5 bar topspin, no side spin whatsoever. Top of the yellow ring by the rough line with the ball guideline pointing to the hole. Those of you having a sniper level 7 or better has a better ball guideline than the sniper level 6. Which means that you will see the ball guideline going directly to the hole, not going short, but pointing at the hole as I'm having here for level 6. Minimum distance with a 20% over adjustment here is what we're gonna do. And then obviously we do have the time to hit perfect. So the ball bounces nicely on the fairway and we get it over and roll right at the pin for a nice hole-in-one here. So the par 3s feels really good with the structure that we have built up. For hole number 8, there is only one thing, and that is that we need to get an eagle. I'm using the quarterback for its accuracy, for its ball guideline, to make the drive as simple as possible. But then I changed my mind, and I do go with the extra mile. Why do I do that? It's because we then can use the rings to position ourselves by the rough. So I'm using, in this case, 2 bars of topspin and 2 bars of side spin to the right, red ring by the rough line, starting at the plus 3 yard mark. And you can see the plus 3 yard mark below that green little box that you do have there, very close to the center of your club. Adjustment, maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment. And then it's time to try, obviously, to hit perfect. The ball bounces nicely on the fairway and we get over the rough and we land very nicely on the fairway on the other side, getting a yardage of 313. Now second shot, look at the wind, look what the beautiful wind we have, and that is a straight tailwind, and every time we do have a straight wind, it's definitely a bit easier to get the ball to drop because it means that we can slightly under or over adjust our shot and still have the luxury of getting the ball to drop by hitting the pin, for an example. Leave the ball guideline short of pin if you don't have a 4.0 better ball guideline, and to give you an excellent reference to that, you don't have that until you have the thorn level 8. Medium distance, no elevation for this shot, and obviously trying to make sure that the ball guideline is pointing directly at the hole, not to the hole, but to at the hole. Bouncing on the fairway, and we get this ball to go right at pin for a nice eagle here on hole number 8, which in my opinion is crucial if you're gonna, if you're looking for a top spot in this tournament. For hole number 9, we're going to play with our quarterback as a start. That is because we get a good accuracy with the quarterback, and therefore we can hit a great left and a great right and still be safe on the fairway for our first bounce. 3 bars of topspin and as much side spin to the right possible. It is very important, in my opinion, to use at least a side spin 2 ball, as then you don't have to use as much curl as otherwise needed if you only have side spin 1. I'm adjusting max plus 10 even though we aren't in complete maximum distance here, and that is because I once again want to prevent us from going too far with our drive if we do have an accidental overpower or something like that. So we use max plus 10 for the drive, and we then get over to the fairway using the curl, that is the ball, the right side of the ball, to be just outside the adjustment ring to the right. Second shot is with our sniper. Now we're not using any elevation whatsoever here and using 3 backspin, 2 bars of left spin. Now, once again, with a sniper level 6 or below, you will struggle finding the correct position as you don't have the fully developed ball guideline, which those of you having sniper 7 or better is going to have, which creates obviously an advantage if you have a better sniper. Now we are in complete maximum distance, trying to estimate where we're gonna put our ball guideline, and when we have done that, we do adjust max plus 0, or like max with no elevation, and then it's gonna try to take our shot. Perfect ball, and bounce on the fairway, and it gets to roll way too far to the right. We definitely need a little bit more. So I would say that I do think that there's 2 things happens here. One, it could be that we are definitely positioned wrong with the way that we have our ball guideline, or it could be that we under adjusted our shot. 2, no matter what though, it's a safe eagle, but this is, in my opinion, with higher level snipers that you can use the ball guideline, a very good chance for an albatross. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Rookie Division with the tournament win for the Riverside Tournament in Golf Clash the game. Make sure you email us at support@golfclashtommy.com if you do have any questions. Also, don't forget to hit thumbs up. Video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and the ultimate tournament guides you get from patreon.com/golfclashtommy. A massive good luck in your Golf Clash game.